What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. Trinity here, along with Dylan from Dylan's Comics. How you all doing? I hope you're all having a very good Saturday. How you doing today, Dylan?
Man, I'm doing all right, boss. Just glad to be here, man. Missed it last week, and, just glad to be here. Thankful we're all still here, with all this goofy stuff going on.
Yeah, right.
Even though I didn't get my books, I was kind of nervous. I was like, man, I hope, I could still kind of be able to come hang out at least, because I was like, damn, I didn't get none of my books. So
yeah, I mean, it's all good. I mean, really, all you do is sit around and text on your phone for about 90 minutes, and all Chris does is comes in here and calls all the viewers a bunch of antis for about 90 minutes. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, I know Wolverine and X-Men came out and Hellions. We could spoil those. I don't really care. Like I'm still gonna read them. So if you want to keep me in the loop with, if we end up mentioning those, no worries. You can spoil me on those. It's the spoiler show, so I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? If I get spoiled on something, it's not the end of the world for me. So
yeah.
I just want to say that we could talk. I want to be able to talk about whatever you have planned. Don't let my shit ruin it.
No, I think mostly what I wanted to talk about today was some of this stuff that pertains to what happened in some of this week's comics.
Yeah,
and we'll talk a little bit about that as it pertains to that. And it's really more about what I want to talk more about today is actually going to be coming out of Powers of X issue number 2. So,
thanks for warning us.
Hey, well, if you would have got here early, some of us.
Thanks for letting me know about Powers of X Powers of 10, by the way.
No, it literally right there says Powers of X.
No, definitely says Powers of 10.
Oh, okay, so it's 10 men?
10 lives.
It's House of 10?
Nope, House of X. Sometimes things can be spelled
House of 10. Oh, wait, now I'm confused.
I don't know, man. I think that's the thing. I think they're playing games with us, man. They're messing with us. You know what I'm saying? They're making us have to fight about stupid crap like House of X and Powers of X.
I'm really
it's not a fight.
That. I'm really liking that 10.
It's not a fight.
I think
there's someone that's right here and someone that's wrong.
Yeah, and I'm right.
Hey, what's up, Peter?
Oh, man. But yeah, I hope you're all doing good today. But yeah, that's kind of mostly what I wanted to talk about today was stuff that happened this week. Mostly, I guess it's most of the stuff that happened in X-Men this week.
Yeah.
That
man, that was
to Powers of X here, but it's really more about stuff that's been happening all together throughout of all of this. Hey, did you send that link out, Dylan?
Yes, I sent it to Chris.
Cool.
I think he said he was grabbing something to eat out the kitchen, and then he would be here, so he might be a couple minutes late.
Right on.
I told him we were just starting because I told him if he wanted to come talk X. I was talking to him on the FaceTime, and I was like, "Hey, sometimes we're looking for a fourth every now and then. It usually ends up just being us because we're not cool enough, I guess, to have Perry on the channel."
You know what? I've never sent him a link. He don't talk to me. Actually, most people do or don't because I'm not.
Maybe it's the opposite. He's not cool enough to get on here with us.
Yeah. Well, what it is because most people get on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And so people don't like me. People don't think I'm cool because I don't get on Instagram.
Well, you're on Instagram. You're just on Twitter more.
Yeah,
you're cooler than us for that.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I'm on Twitter with all the weirdos.
I'm on Twitter too. I'm just not always on there.
In case you don't know, that's where all the comic artists and writers are.
Yeah, I know. I only know that because of you. That's why I'm like, I need to figure out how to get on Twitter.
Oh man. No, but just to catch everybody up with what did you read X-Men this week, Chris?
Huh? What, X-Men?
Yeah.
I should have read it digital.
Hold on a second.
Man.
Wait.
Trinity was like, I was going to even pick up books for you, dipshit.
Wait, did you ask about X-Men?
Yeah. Did you read it this week?
Was it really good?
Yeah, I did. Nah,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
wasn't.
it was cool.
It's
It wasn't
interesting
that
because
good.
a lot of the things going on here. I mean, I guess to catch you up without really spoiling anything, I can do that for you, Dylan.
No. Spoil it, boss. I want to know because I don't want to feel left out.
Well,
It's like Brood part. It's Hickman's first ever two issue arc.
I'm gonna read it anyways. I'd rather know it from you guys than just seeing a picture and somebody spoil it with a post. I'd rather just hear it straight up from you guys.
Well, basically, what it opens up in the Kree Empire in Hala, right?
Yeah.
And they're sitting there examining the Brood, but what they found is they got a hold of one that they put in captivity with this. No, I can't remember what it was that they put in there with it, and basically this Brood, this thing. Sat there and ate the shit, and basically it became the other one became one of it. So they're basically becoming a hive mind here. You know what I'm saying? So like the one just basically assimilated the other one into its collective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we got. And then what they're doing here. What's up, Rod? How you doing? Wookiee Supremacy, Peter Colabucci, Alois Doddle. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you're all having a good day. Thank you, Rod. Greatly appreciate that $2 super chat.
Man, you got that quick. I was just gonna say the same. I was like, that's what's up.
Greatly appreciate that. Thank you. But basically what we find here is the Kree are wanting to they found a way where they can take and somehow affect the the Brood, and they can basically make them drones of their own. They can basically weaponize them and make them theirs. And the way they do that is with the king egg. They add something else into the king egg. And
I heard something about the king egg.
And in what was it in New Mutants? That's where we were getting all that. We were getting all that talk about the king egg. Remember they ended up taking that king egg with them from. God, where was that? That was the Shi'ar, wasn't it? Where they had the king egg in New Mutants.
Yeah, you've already read some of this, Dylan. You read it in New Mutants, and then you read it in the last X-Men number 8. So X-Men number 9 is sort of a continuation. It isn't like what Hickman normally does.
Yeah, well, I know with all the Brood stuff going on lately.
So basically,
continue. Oh, so now it's actually continuing.
There's it's like his first arc in X-Men.
Yeah.
So basically,
it's 2 issues.
They're taking this king egg and they're using it to modify the rest of the Brood. Because what happens is when the Brood eat from this egg, whoever eats from it basically controls the Brood, and they all listen to whoever that is. They all listen to them. And they kind of explain that in here. I think there's a time limit to it also. I think there's a time limit, I can't remember how long they say
it said 8 it said 8 Kree cycles, so who knows how long that is.
Yeah, 8 Kree cycles. So we don't really know what that is.
Or 15 or something.
Yeah, so they've got this king egg that they're using to basically weaponize where they can weaponize the Brood. And which basically the Brood, they go out there and attack. Like it's basically almost like a vampire. They go out and they bite you and you become a vampire. It's kind of like that. And it's just very interesting because they're sitting there wanting to take and weaponize it and and take control of it. Well, what ends up happening by the end of the book is who ends up eating from it is what's his name? Brew. Is that his name? Brew.
Yeah.
Ends up eating from it and becomes in control of the in control of all the Brood. Now, the thing that's interesting with all of this stuff is we see like similar stuff is happening with all the plant life stuff, all the stuff in Terra Verde. It's the same kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. I guess the Phalanx. I guess that's happening with Phalanx 2 and Powers of 10.
Right. And that's what I was thinking about, because I remember somebody else was mentioning some stuff in my comments before, talking about some of this stuff about how Krakoa is basically becoming like a phalanx, because it's assimilating millions of the hundreds of thousands of different mutants and everything into its being, basically.
Well, it has to, like, it costs. Krakoa has to like eat. I can't remember if it was a mutant or two, but when everyone lives there, they could take a little piece that's irrelevant. It could take a little piece that's irrelevant to an individual.
Right.
A little bit different than the Brood. The Brood are like aliens.
Right.
The Brood are like aliens meets COVID.
Right. Right. And the thing here is they're basically doing the same thing, because it's basically what the phalanx are going out there doing is absorbing other societies, and that's where this all comes into play right here. The stuff that was in the powers of X.
Hey, I'm gonna let my dog in. I'll be right back.
If you get in here, it talked about these types of societies here. Maybe I'll see if I can bring this up here on the screen. Let me see. Where's my library? Here we go.
So they do. While you're bringing that up, they do refer. I don't know if how against white pages you are, but did you read the white pages in X-Men?
Yeah, I read all of them.
So they do bring up phalanx very lightly in the white pages here, which is interesting because they're showing seed species that could be used in this way, and there's a big list of them. Some of them I don't recognize on this list, but one of them is phalanx, and it failed to be used as a weapon because of phalanx's adaptability, which we saw in Powers of 10, right? Because we lose, the X-Men mutants lose, but the Brood are a little bit more simple, probably because they're just alien ripoffs.
Right. Okay, so here we go. Right here, where we're getting. Okay, I'm almost there. Right here's where they start to go. Let me see if I can get this and share this for everybody. There we go. Right here, it's got the types of societies, and it goes in species, intelligence. What is it? SI is one of representative of the thinking powers of a single mature being possessing average intellectual abilities, and that's when it goes into like the machine, the hive, the intelligence, and it's basically saying how many beings that it takes to create all these. Like the hive is a collective of individual machines with the unified thinking power of up to 10 machines. So once you get, that's how many it takes, So it's a similar kind of thing to what's going on here. Everything basically being assimilated to create a bigger being, to create a bigger society, just like the phalanx do in going through and absorbing societies into them.
The difference is that what you're reading here is the phalanx, and there's an adaptability and an ownership. The Brood, the way they're being weaponized, are turning people into other Brood. Right. So there's a similar theme here, but it's almost like a
little different,
a step below.
Yeah. It's like the same thing is going on, and that's the same. And it's this exact same kind of thing that I think is going on in like Terra Verde, where they were there with like all the with everything that's going on, with all the plant life and how all that's doing, where all that's multiplying and kind of being assimilated in the exact same way. And it seems like Krakoa is really no different than that. And that's where was it here on the on this thing where they show all these, like the phalanx, the world mind, the technarch. I thought somewhere on here they
do refer to the Brood. They do refer to the Brood somewhere in Powers of 10.
Okay, do they? If you'd
have thrown me a bone, I would have reread it so that I could have added more to your show.
But we got time. We're here for an hour or more.
Okay, guys, I'll be right back.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But yeah, it's interesting here because they're talking about these types of societies, and it says planetary. I kind of feel like essentially that's the type of like for planetary societies. I feel like the same thing would be happening with non-planetary societies with like intelligent life societies. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of essentially what they're doing is where they're all absorbing into a hive mind where you have all of them being controlled by the one of them. And
yeah, well, at least the king.
yeah, and it seems like the weaponizing of it all is what seems to be everyone's enemy here because everything starts getting out of everybody's hands at that point because you can't really do anything about it because it starts to evolve on its own.
So there is I think there is a distinction though, because we're throwing around the word hive and the hive mind between the brood and the phalanx. Is that even though it's mostly a hive mind, there's still a hierarchy, so it's not really a hive mind.
Well, and
you know what I'm saying? Where the phalanx is a very pure hive mind.
Right. Well, and the thing that I was thinking here is because what they said when they take and they eat them and all that, and they assimilate the other one, like they absorb all of the intelligence of that being. And basically it copies, you know what I mean? So like that they end up becoming smarter. So it's the same kind of thing that the phalanx we're talking about, where they're here, where they're talking about the types of societies and things like that. It's just a different, instead of being like the planetary societies like the phalanx, we're using in this case like Peko would be assimilating mutants. The brood are assimilating kind of each other in this case, and then they're going to be weaponized. We're seeing Terra Verde, that plant thing. I can't remember what it's called. There is like doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, motherfucker's all covered in mud. It's been raining the last 2 nights out here.
Let's see. What's everybody saying here? Peter Colabucci, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Hopefully you're all doing fine. Hopefully nobody's come down with sickness. I actually have a friend that said he thinks he got it because his wife had just got back from Japan about, I don't know, a little over a week ago. And he said last weekend he said he was literally dying. He said he thought he was going to die.
Was it bad breathing and all that stuff? Couldn't breathe. That's the stories I read.
He said he had most of all the symptoms there.
Damn.
Yeah.
But he's all right now.
Freaky.
Yeah. He seems to be. He said he's doing a lot better. But yeah, he said, man,
we have that.
He's an atheist, right? So I told him, I said, did you find God?
What'd he say?
Almost.
Oh. There's a guy, I don't know if you know, there's a guy in the community that has COVID-19 actually.
Really?
That's sick with it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, Dylan, you didn't know? He's been on Jig's stream. He's been on Jay Blitz's stream. It's I mean, he just started showing up. He's a big Flash fan. His mom or his daughter and his wife have to go live with his mom right now. It's funny because we keep mentioning him and he's like new to the community. His name's Flashpoint Comics. His name's Jason.
I don't think I've seen him. Man, the name kind of Flashpoint Comics. I might have seen.
I mean, he just renamed his channel like 5 days ago. He went to the hospital and then decided to go home so he can give his hospital bed to like an 80-year-old or something. But he says he's running like 105 temperatures and stuff. So probably like your friend Trinity.
Yeah, he said he had it bad, dude. He's like, dude, seriously, I thought I was gonna die.
That's what the people are saying too. That like when they get it, it's like the worst sickness they've ever went through. Like it's rough. If you do make it through it, that it's rough, man. It's hard to breathe. You know, you got the high temperature, and it's just it. And they say it kind of hits people in different ways. Like it's just the worst type of flu you can ever get.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not really.
I'm good, Peter. How are you?
It's not a flu. It's a fucking virus.
Right.
Yeah, it's the flu. It's a kind of flu. It's just a bad kind of flu.
Oh, I didn't know it was technically a kind of flu.
Yeah, but anyway, getting back to all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a different spread.
Yeah.
You know what? One thing. Let's talk about this real quick, Trinity. The because I see too where you see that where the Kree are talking about it consumes their knowledge too, and man, really the only Brood stories I really read were these Brood stories. I think they went through again in the annuals, and then back in the day they went through a bunch of annuals too. But I mean, I don't see them acting that way. Like this comic said that they get their knowledge. I've never seen the Brood act smart. They've always been aliens ripoffs, So I'm curious what they mean by that, because also when they eat somebody, they don't actually become smart like the Kree. I also just in my, you could only know so much about X-Men and comics. I also don't know Bruce, the little Brew. I don't know his origin, which I might look into, because obviously he's smart. He walks around, but yeah, there's some questions, and I think what you're hitting on in general is a theme. I'd be surprised if
with all the different societies.
Yeah, and I don't know that they're some of them, like especially the X-Force one. I doubt it gets related. To the other ones. I'm sure Phalanx and Brood are going to cross paths at some point in this, but more of a theme of how these communities connect, essentially.
Well,
and go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and to me, the same thing even applies to all of the stuff that was going on in like Fallen Angels and stuff like that as well. Where the AI and all the technology was doing the exact same thing, and that was part of what was the ultimate enemy going through the House of X and Powers of X anyway. Or I guess the Powers of X where they were dealing with the
Phalanx,
Nimrods, Nimrods and all that, who were basically trying to eradicate the humans and the mutants. And basically take shit over. So like they were essentially doing the same thing. The AI, basically the AI, the robots and all that shit. They were doing the exact same thing, and it just seems to be the cycle that's going on. And obviously we see that what's his name? Thought he was so smart and only seemed to make things worse. Beast.
Yeah.
In X-Force.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that's where some of that stuff ends up spilling over into this too, with all that stuff that was going on in Terra Verde.
Yeah,
and then just the fact that they were tampering with and messing with a lot of what they were doing in the first place. And then now we also see, God, what else was it that happened this week with the pedals? Was that in Wolverine?
Wolverine,
where they were hacking the pedals and all that kinds of stuff, and we see that the I don't know what is the white lady or whatever, fucking
the
white
pale girl,
fucking white people, bro.
I heard
I know. The wider they are, the worse.
I'm half.
Dylan, did you?
I'm half white. And it seems like that has to do with it too, because like basically everybody's experimenting with all of this stuff, and it kind of like, and that's one thing I was kind of thinking about when it came to like Marauders and all that stuff anyway, is like any of that stuff getting out has to be due to them, like, because if that's the only way, the only access is through the mutants to get those things, it has to be coming through them. No matter how anybody is doing it, it has to come through them. And then obviously we see here where they said they had the pale lady who was out there hijacking the stuff, and those people had no clue what they were doing. They were just doing it.
Yeah, well, she has some kind of psychic control over them.
Yeah.
Especially with that ending. So, did you get to read Wolverine, Dylan? I can't remember if that was this week or last week.
It was this week. I wish, man. I really wish.
Oh man, we lost Trinity.
I was really anticipating getting that David Finch variant cover, but I saw the last page. I don't know what it said, but I just saw the last page of the book with
Wolverine.
No, I thought it was Kate underwater.
Oh no, that was that's an earlier page.
Yeah,
Wolverine.
Oh, I thought it was the
beginning.
Yeah, that's in the beginning.
Bring that up the other day.
Well, because it's not I almost don't want to tell you about Wolverine because you go, isn't that Sabretooth? And we all said no. But I mean, that's a drawing of Sabretooth.
Yeah.
And that was also a drawing of Kate. I guess we should leave it that way. So that when you read it, I mean, we'll spoil it if we need to, but if we don't have to, we won't.
And is that the white page you're talking about there, Chris?
For what?
Is that that you were talking about earlier, where they were talking about
in X-Men? Yeah, there's a list of seed species that the Kree were considering. Phalanx didn't work because it's too adaptive, but the Brood worked fine.
And that was the other thing here too, because they mentioned in there the Seedry, which we dealt with in Giant Size X-Men this week. Giant Size X-Men.
Oh, those are the Seedry.
Yeah.
I was trying when I read that, I was like, who the fuck are the Seedry? I know them from somewhere. I literally just read them 3 days ago.
And speaking of which, is it just me or on these Giant Size X-Men, should they just call them Giant Size X-Men? Whatever.
What do you mean? I feel like you're telling a joke there.
Well, yeah, Giant Size Nightcrawler. Dude's in the book. He don't even do nothing.
Oh, is that Nightcrawler?
Oh,
Nightcrawler came out.
Dude, just like
poor Dylan.
Jean Grey.
See, I don't know what came out. I thought it was just X-Men.
It was all about
Wolverine.
It was all about
Hellion came out, and then Nightcrawler too. Shit, was Nightcrawler good?
Yeah. Let me break it. We're obviously going to talk about Nightcrawler in a second, and the answer is it was okay. But there's also Fantastic Four X-Men came out too, Dylan.
Oh shit!
So you missed like 4 books. Yeah.
You know what?
I thought there was only like 3. I only thought there was 3 books. I thought it was Hellions, Wolverine, and X-Men.
And you know what? You're lucky. You know what? You're actually lucky. Okay, let's just say that you're lucky you didn't get your comic books this week, because you don't get some of the cliffhangers that you're gonna have to freaking wait for now to read.
I mean, Dylan Dylan, go get your comics from somewhere else. Cleveland's a big city, you know what I mean? It's not like you live in Lancaster. There's more than one comic shop.
Trinity would have picked up some books for me, but I was like, okay, so what do I do when the shop opens back up and I have like a good portion of books that I say like, oh, I already got these, like I can't get them. I didn't want to like screw my guy over that way and him lose money.
Hey, didn't he just
basically time to pirate?
You could have kept your shit open then, man. You could have kept it open one more day.
Yeah, didn't he basically say "fuck you"?
Basically, I called him early too. I called him early in the week.
That's funny.
I came in early.
It's not like it was personal or anything, but that's funny though.
He closed.
He did.
Man, I'm telling you.
I don't understand Dylan's comic book store because he's obviously already ordered the books. You think he'd try to get them out the door and then close, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, there's no way he's going to want to just get those books gone and then he'll close.
Maybe he had toilet paper and wipes to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needed to use your books for his toilet paper. Maybe he'll get them used.
He's sleeping in toilet paper and wipes right now.
Oh,
He said he's loving his vacation. He's
so
like,
Trinity,
that never happened.
Yeah, that's funny. So Trinity, Giant Size. So my one line review of Giant Size X-Men Nightcrawler is probably like it was good, but it didn't feel that special to me. But it does overlap with some of this hive mind or society stuff that you're trying to talk about, which it would have been cool if you told me that was the topic and I could have come more prepared, but whatever.
No, that's not. What fun is that? Is there seriously any fun in that? Besides, you don't want to talk about the books. Aren't you ready to start calling everybody in the chat a bunch of antis?
Who's in the chat? What kind of pieces of shit are here today?
Yeah, we got Wookiee here. Oh, you know that guy.
I like Wookiee supremacy. He just has a generic taste in metal. Next, who else can I give a backhanded compliment to?
Peter Cole is in the house. Wolverine is my favorite X-Men character. These days, like I love Wolverine.
I love
these
Wolverine.
Days, I'm starting to wonder because I'm starting to like so many of them.
Yeah. You look like an iBoy fan.
Oh yeah, aggressively relaxing. He's one of the worst ones out there, man. This dude's
he's funny.
Yeah, he's like the godfather of the Fandom Menace.
We have I don't even know if he's Fandom Menace or one of those weird things, but we have a similar sense of humor.
Aggressively relaxing is great, man.
Brew had a natural music. Thank you, aggressively.
Okay, yeah, nice.
I mean, aren't they all natural mutations?
Now he's in control of them all. for 8 cycles.
He ate a soft-boiled egg. He ate a soft-boiled egg, Dylan. Now he controls an entire galaxy's worth of alien ripoffs.
Yeah. No, but the thing is though, is that egg he ate from has that stuff in there to make him be a weapon of the Shi'ar or of the Kree.
Hold on. I thought that
all that.
No. I don't find where it's, because you said that earlier, and I was like, I don't remember reading that, and I might be wrong. I just figured I missed it. I didn't read that they made it to be a weapon that the Kree could control. I made it that it was a parasite they could control, and they could like destroy an empire just by letting it loose on them. That's what I read, but I might have been wrong. That's why I didn't say anything earlier on it, because I was like, oh, maybe I missed that.
They said we want to genetically seed the hive with a biological control mechanism. Left to its own volition, the hive will evolve along a predictable and seasonal path of factional queens and dueling hives. We want to produce a patriarchal element that, when introduced to the hive, will seize control of the entire society and turn them into a weapon to disrupt rival advanced civilizations.
Yeah, so I think what that does is it's just like dropping a bomb, essentially, or dropping a virus onto them. It's not like the Kree have like some kind of brood, like brood CPU or something like that they can control everything by. You know what I mean? Like the king egg, it does that.
But that's exactly what they're talking about here. Is that's how they gain control of them, is with the king egg, to turn them into the weapon.
When you read what you read there, I didn't read it like the Kree can control them.
Yeah, well, because it says, and what do you call this? He says a king egg. What do we say? Do you have any other data to divulge, or does this complete your presentation? It looks like that was about it, and I can't remember without sitting here and reading everything here.
Reading the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, that he's talking about.
Yeah, I thought my understanding was, or that you can eat the king egg and control them, which is maybe what they were going to do. But why wouldn't they have done that at the beginning? My understanding is that they can make it so that they put the Kree in some kind of empire and they could really F it up, essentially. Like make it a virus and it not, and it sort of hold itself in, because the brood would be fighting amongst each other, essentially, to I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that, to be honest. I started questioning myself when you said that earlier, that I read it wrong, so I would have to read it again. So
yeah. Oh, what's crazy right here is he says we project the timeline of no less than 8 millennia for a hive society possessing sufficient. So I wonder if the 8 millennia has anything to do with the Kree or with the Kree cycles.
Yeah, well, that stuff that happened in the beginning happened way earlier. Happened 8,000 years prior to now, right? So
quite a while. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I was gonna say, and that's exactly what I was thinking. It was like the 8. Well, and it says right there at the on the next page, 8,000 years later. But it seems like that's what they're trying to do, is basically using trying to weaponize them, and take control of them with this. But also, doing that with the king egg. Which I think, if they're doing that,
weaponize them and control is different, right?
Huh?
Weaponize could be two things: a virus or the brood, or controlling them. Right? It's different than just controlling them. That's what I'm questioning.
Right. Well, to me, the thing is, if they're weaponizing it, and if they just take the king egg, and that's what gives them control of it by way of the host, whoever eats it. To me, that seems like that's their weapon. Is they somehow have some sort of control over that being or whatnot.
So what happens what had to gestate for 8,000 years? The king egg itself?
Yeah, I think that's what they were talking about. Well, because they were talking about the society getting big enough and smart enough.
Okay.
Yeah, for a hive society possessing a sufficient volume and intelligence to topple a rival empire. Potential rival.
So a Kree was supposed to eat the king egg and control the entire brood, is what you're trying to say.
I'm not necessarily sure it was supposed to be a Kree. I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure if maybe it was supposed to be like the king egg was supposed to because they're attracted to the king egg. So I think that was the thing, is to get one of the brood to eat the king egg so they could take control, basically weaponize that one to take and utilize the whole group, since they would now control it at that point.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, I would assume if the Kree needed it as a weapon, it was going to be the Kree controlling it, right?
Right, yeah. Well, because that's what they were talking about. They had the way to basically hijack what they're doing.
Yeah, Unstoppable. I liked Cable better. When we get into Hellions, though, I'd like to compare Hellions and Cable, which we'll probably do in a little bit.
Yeah.
And online comic orders delayed. That's bull. Even Gary, is that your past orders too? Or is that your like back issue orders, or your online orders delayed? Specifically, the stuff Diamond's not shipping. I wonder.
I think Gary's overseas too.
So I got.
Oh, is Gary's overseas?
I think he's in another country.
You can still order from Amazon and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah, but like if you're ordering from My Comic Shop or something.
Yeah.
Even digital releases good. Oh yeah.
We don't know yet.
So I guess they're not going to do like digital releases for the upcoming books.
Yeah, no, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
They should.
No, they shouldn't. Yeah. You can wait for your comics, you nerd.
Yeah, they sort of screwed you there, Dylan. I think they should release digital releases, but I have a weird opinion on all this. Like normal.
I can't. You're a damn weirdo anyway, man.
My video. And then I'm gonna have 2 huge stacks of books.
Is there an intergalactic war going on in Hickman's X-Men? I hear you all talking about the Brood and the Phalanx.
It's about to.
Yeah,
have you read Powers of 10?
That's basically what it seems like is going on, because like all the societies are coming together, all the different ones are all kind of being assimilated and doing that, and that's kind of what ends up leading the Phalanx there to after them, like later in the series, essentially, right? Is because
well, that's what's sort of weird about this. That's what's sort of weird about all this, is that we saw the end,
right?
We're doing all these stories and all this side stuff, and it's cool and everything, Cable, hell, whatever, right? But we saw the end in Powers of 10. The Phalanx wins,
right?
And makes it assimilates all knowledge, right? So. And it falls in line with what you're saying, Trinity, right. Like on different levels of Sidri, etc. Mm-hmm. Like Hickman's obviously doing something with that. I think that was a good pool there. But in general, there is some kind of galactic war happening, some weird ass thing happening. But what I'm waiting for is what makes the end of Powers of 10 not the end, And we still haven't heard anything from Moira. It's been like 9 months.
Right. Yeah.
No Moira. So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what they should do aggressively, but they need to prop up the silly direct market. Yeah. But they'll never do that because the direct market is the god, and everyone needs to protect their LCS no matter what. Even if the comic industry dies around it, your LCS is super important. That's the message.
Get that guy out of there. We just canceled this asshole, man.
Yeah, cancel culture.
If there's anybody from my local comic book shop, Bases, Cards, and Comics, right here in Lancaster, California, watching this right now, don't listen to this. Can I call him a man?
I love all my comic shops, including Torpedo, which I talk a lot of shit about. I love them all, right? Nonetheless. It's still silly.
Which I talk a lot. That's funny.
Yeah. I love Fandomverse Comics on Tenea and Cheyenne. If you're ever in Vegas, go please visit them. Maximum Comics is probably like the mini chain in town. They got 3 stores. I also go to Cosmic Comics on the east side. So I love them all. Don't get me wrong, but give me a fucking break.
We're only here to promote my local comic book shop. What are you doing?
Hey, if I'm ever in Lancaster, and for sure I'll be awake because I'll be on methamphetamine. I give you my word, Trinity, that I will go to Bases Comics at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I will find a way inside to buy stuff. What's wrong? What, this guy? Yeah. And meanwhile, comic stores are
going on, dude.
Meanwhile, comic stores like this guy's are just fucking them over. There's like, yeah, we got our UPS shipment, but you can't have them.
You can't have them. And I'm closing shop early so that you can't bug the shit out of me for it.
Dylan's all work for free.
I called him like 2 days early. Hey, do you think I'll get them for free now?
But yeah, I started thinking the same thing though, Chris, is like we like you're just saying, we've seen the end. We know what happens, and they even said in the earlier in the series, should we tell them? And basically, should we tell them what? Basically, that we lose every single time. You know?
Yeah.
They said that's exactly what they said, and that's what makes me wonder if the story only goes for so long, and then it just basically ends with all this whole thing's just going to basically end with Wolverine. Killing who was it? Was it Moira? At the very end.
Yeah.
And that
was life. No, that was life 9 though, wasn't it? Yeah. That was life 9 if I remember correctly. So we're in life 10.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like they're just saying no matter what they do, they always lose. So that's the inevitable conclusion of everything right there, right? So
as it stands.
Maybe we just get to the end and that's just it. Wolverine's there killing her. New storyline starts over. Whoever does whatever they want to with the X-Men.
Let me tell you this. I'm going to say this right now in March, whatever date it is, 28th. If at the end, Hickman just gave us the ending already and the world just ends and we're all phalanx and that's how the series ends, I will fucking love it. I will love it with all my heart that he will have wrote me in for 2 years of like 8 X-Men books a month to just tell me I gave you the answer. I told you what happened.
Right.
I will be all for it. I'll love it. Yeah. So, I want everything to go to shit. I would recommend also, I can't remember if people read any of you two read Venom the End, but it involves the Phalanx too.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
I didn't get it.
What he said? Oh, he says it. I was gonna say I didn't read Aggressively Relaxing's comment, but that's like almost a what if story. It's a different world, but have you guys seen how Venom the End and Iron Man tied to Dawn of X? I didn't read Iron Man the End, which is now being used to tie up the abandoned plot from Iron Man 6, 2012. Marvel continuity is awesome right now. So I know the End comics, at least aggressively, aren't canon. But man, was it funny. Man, Venom the End was really good. That was legitimately good.
I think the only one I got was Captain Marvel just because it happened to be on my pull list and they just thought it was like the regular series and I wasn't paying attention and thought it was too.
I heard that was the only one that was okay because someone else told me I read the Deadpool one too. That was okay too. But the Venom one was like a mind fuck. It was like, is Hickman writing Venom?
Yeah.
Is this how a Venom Hickman would look?
I thought I heard the Captain America one was okay.
I think I did too. I didn't read. There was a few of them, so I heard some of them. I want to get the old ones.
I heard mostly complaints about the Carol Danvers one, the Captain Marvel one, but you know the kind of people I hear from.
You do. Yeah, I was going to say, your crowd. Your little crowd. This is all Captain Marvel.
Oh, man.
Your crowd is like, I thought I couldn't hate Captain Marvel anymore, and then she cut her hair.
Yeah. They fucking hate. Oh, my God. They hate.
LBZ.
And we're not even talking about the person that plays Captain Marvel, let alone the character. That's a whole nother story. If we're talking about Brie.
I don't like that actress either, though.
Who?
Brie.
I don't know what her name is. What is her name? Yeah. She's Brie Larson. We're talking about that. He switched to the actress too.
No, I said that. I was like, they hate Captain Marvel, let alone like the actress who plays.
Let alone the actress.
Oh yeah.
When I lived in Vegas, I got my comics. I went to Alternate Reality too on Maryland Parkway.
That's where you go?
Probably closer now, but I lived that. No. Well, Alternate Reality and Cosmic Comics are right near each other. They're just like, for me, they're on the east side of the strip. I live on the west side of the strip.
I think he's had too many bong rips and his autocorrect isn't working. I think it's probably closed now, but I loved that shop.
It's not closed. That store's still awesome. And I actually went there a lot too. I should have called them out too. I go to a lot of stores. I almost called out a couple that closed.
Shout out to the 10th Life though. I've seen it all with the end of her lifetimes. Yeah, and you know, now that I guess you're kind of right. You made me kind of think about that. You know, thinking about that, maybe that is the ending thing here, because like all this stuff it just seems to be going in a circle at this point, because like everybody, like, you know what, it's just like YouTube. All these assholes end up doing the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are you going to go on a New Warriors? Are you going to go on a New Warriors rant?
Yeah, I was gonna say Marvel dropped the trailer of New Warriors, and everybody has to do a damn video about it. People that don't even read fucking comic books, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Marvel did something. I gotta talk about it. I got nothing else.
Well, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to use the acronym SJW, which they get excited to use, like whenever it's reasonably used here too, right? But whenever there's an opportunity, let's do it. Lonely Vander cracked me up because he had like a little 3-minute video the other day, and he was asking people. He's in the chat, right? I think I just want to. He was asking people like, "Hey, what do you guys want to?" I can't deliver it in his way. He's like, "What do you guys want to talk about?" There's not really any news, and he goes somewhere in there. He's like, I'm paraphrasing. He's like, "I don't want to talk about shit I don't care about, like comic books." That cracked me up. I just want to. That made me laugh.
You know what? You know, that was him talking about me, because I'm always saying that stuff, and cause he can't stop talking about me. He can't stop talking about me. Yeah. It
was like sub YouTubing you. The Dawn of X stuff is like the 11th Life. So I've heard the 11th Life stuff too. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about now. I thought you meant Moira's 11th Life, because the original Moira is a hive mind in her body experience. Like, I mean, that just sounds like a terrible orgy, whatever he just described here.
Don't listen to this guy. He's a pickpocket and he lives in a bell tower.
Who?
He's a stowaway. This guy.
Or aggressively?
Relaxing.
Oh.
Aggressively relaxing. He don't know. He don't read these comic books.
Yeah, it's like for a minute I thought you found out.
He's the guy.
Are you calling me a hunchback?
He's the guy that goes into the LCSs and reads through all the books and gets them all crumbly and jacked up and shit. He don't actually
fingerprints all oily.
Yeah.
I always wondered what would happen if I just started reading the books. Like I just stood there. Like, let's say I could like legitimately stand there. Like I used to do it at grocery stores and no one gave a shit. Like when you're a kid, I would read like the metal magazines and stuff that I couldn't afford.
Yeah.
You just sit there and read them, right? But I always wonder, like as an adult, you know, being over mid-30s, if I just started reading, comic book stores quiet, no one's. I just started reading. I would like get to like my 10th book. Would they tell me something?
Would they Don't worry, I'm buying a book today. Just
yeah. I'm gonna go hit up the dollar. I'm gonna go hit up the dollar bin. I'm gonna hit up the dollar bin after I read all your $4.99 new books.
With the Revenge of Cosmic Ghost Rider, I've never done it before, but I was like, should I buy this? And I decided not to buy it, but I wanted to read that Donny Cates story in the back. So I read that story, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get this.
So I liked it. I liked the Revenge of Ghost Rider. I actually didn't buy the new one.
I did pick it up. I'll have to get it in trade, but I like Donny Cates' story. It's still better to me, but I did hear you did tell me it was good.
I also just want to say about aggressively relaxing is this guy thinks that this isn't the 616 anyway. He talks a bunch of madness. I don't know.
Oh, he thinks it's not the 616. I mean, I thought that at the beginning, but now it's starting to cross over enough. Yeah, I don't know. In Power. So aggressively though, in House of what do you say? I love how angry people are about New Warriors. It's like I'm living in the Marvel universe, the Outlawed story online. Yeah, it was that I agree with it, man. It was so entertaining. You know what was the best part though, Trinity, of this New Warriors thing? And I don't think that I guess I don't know what to call them. Comics alt-right. I don't know what to call them because they're not all comics yet or whatever. But the best thing is they don't realize that like gay, lesbian, LGBT, they were all insulted by it too.
Right. Oh yeah.
Did you realize that? Yeah. Like they were like, that's on the nose and it's disgusting and it's like it's almost hurtful that you would just like, you would just feel an empty character that no one gives a shit about with these ideas. Like, I think that's really interesting that both sides were extremely annoyed by it. And I don't think that either side realizes it.
Right.
Chris said he was
X-Men 9.
coming on now, right? Trinity. He must have just gotten that.
There we go. What's up?
There he is. Number one coronavirus. 2-6. So I'll introduce him for those that on the chat that he's been in the chat a bunch of times on these shows.
Yeah.
Chris is from one of the Carolinas. I don't distinguish between them. The North one. He gets a big ass stack of books. He says he doesn't cover by, but then he shows multiple covers. So and he's a big reader too, which I think is most important. That you're a big Chris will collect, but you're a big reader. What you got there? Oh, you got some Mercy. Yeah. Did you read your X-Men?
Ava Longoria cover.
Yeah. I'm about to read Philadelphia now.
I
just read God Killer.
Your microphone's low, dude.
Yeah, your volume's a little low.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know God Killer.
Way over here.
Huh?
My damn microphone's like way over here. Hold on, let me turn the volume.
There we go.
All right, yeah. Damn, I don't know what I was thinking. My microphone was like way over there. But yeah, I actually read X-Men 9, God Killers 2, Wolverine. I posted on Twitter, Chaos. You know that.
Yeah, I saw those.
Once in Future and Folklords. That's what I read.
Oh yeah. I read all of those except for God Killers. I got God Killers on the stack.
I still gotta read issue 1. My boy Agu sent me issue 1, and I forgot to read it. Then I should have read it. At least I got time though to read it, and then add it to the poll if I like it.
Trinity, you want to hop to Wolverine for a minute?
No.
Since Chris read Wolverine.
No.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So I guess what was interesting about Wolverine is coming off. If you read Wolverine number 1, so if you're Dylan and all you've read is Wolverine number 1, you're like, man, there were 2 comics in here and they both said to be continued.
Yeah.
And you're like, which one's gonna continue?
Right.
Well, Wolverine 2 answers that question. No, the vampire one hasn't. The vampire one is the one that
was gonna be in the shadows, or
who knows where that one? That one might be in Morbius. Who knows what they're gonna do? But they continued the drug thing with that. What was the detective's name? I forget his name.
Jeffrey Lebowski.
Yeah,
he does look like Lebowski.
Yeah,
CIA agent Jeff Bannister.
Yeah,
Bannister.
Oh my god!
So it continues. It continues on with him, and I don't know if we're doing spoilers. Chris on Twitter just outright spoiled it. He showed pictures of the spoilers of that book, and added Jerry Duggan to it. Like, was talking to Jerry Duggan. It's like, hey, here's the big spoiler in your book.
Oh yeah. Benjamin Percy.
Jerry Duggan.
Oh, Percy. I'm sorry, Benjamin Percy.
Jerry Duggan didn't tell you to eat a bag of dicks, did he?
Did he tell you?
No, I seen he did that to somebody on Twitter though.
Oh, they must be really
on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. All the assholes are talking about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, he was on something, and like he told there's somebody wrote something, and he told him to eat a bag out of something, like he's going on and on with somebody, and told him to eat a bag of dicks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or he said eat a bag of pre-fucked dicks. That's what he said.
Eat a bag of what?
Pre-fucked dicks.
Oh, that's nasty.
Pre-fucked?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was
post shower. Post shower, I hope.
Oh my god, yeah.
I don't think he meant post shower.
Hey Dylan, remember when this was a family show? We had to be careful. Well,
the thing is, I'm sort of thinking man, seclusion's getting to everybody here, right? Everybody's getting they're all on edge.
Remember the first show when your Wi-Fi broke down and Perry's got me talking about weed on the damn channel on the live stream, and Trinity's like begging for me to talk about anything else. He's like, hey, let's change the topic real quickly.
It's over.
That's hilarious.
This is Trinity After Dark. If it's Australia,
you see, LB right here said new Warriors trailer made him want to read comics.
New Warriors.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I love the New Warriors from the '90s. I had no interest in the art when it was announced like 2 months ago. I was like, I probably won't pick that up. I'm probably not going to like it either. But that whole mess makes me want to read it. And I'm the guy, by the way, that thinks that Kibblesmith wrote Deadpool versus Black Panther. I thought that book was funny. I didn't think it was a great book or anything, but when I was reading it, I laughed. I was laughing more than the regular Deadpool book.
Yeah.
So
I've never read it.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone did. I think I was the only one reading it.
Deadpool right now by Kelly Thompson, I think is supposed to be garbage though.
Bad taste in music, bad taste in comics.
Yeah.
Who's writing New Warriors? Children of the Atom, isn't that Vita Alea? Who's writing New Warriors?
Daniel, last name's Kibblesmith. I can't remember his first name. If it's Daniel or David.
He just did the Loki series, that Loki miniseries.
Yeah, I read like the first couple issues of that. I actually liked it, but I did drop it though. It was
I didn't read Loki. Though.
You know what's funny is I think I got the first 4 issues. I didn't get the 5th issue.
Same here.
That is weird.
I think I got like at least 3 or 4, and I didn't get the last 2.
But Dylan said it was funny. You said it's not funny. Second, Trinity.
Nah, it wasn't. I didn't think it was funny.
It was like goofy. It was like him trying to be a hero. I was just like, I don't remember it being like laugh out loud funny, but
that's me. Just reminding me, I had like a New Warriors #1 signed by Mark Bagley.
Shoot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice book.
8.5, but
nice.
Yeah, why not slab it?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I forgot that Mark Bagley drew it. I don't think I even knew. I read New Warriors when I was younger, like when I could pick them up. I don't think I knew it was Mark Bagley at the time.
Huh. Right on. Oh,
yeah.
Man, my family just left. Right here in the middle of the stream. They all just left. My wife is taking the kids to put them in danger by taking them out in public.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, maybe permanently.
She's going to her uncle's house.
She's like, we're leaving and never coming back.
She goes, this is our chance to escape. Trinity won't leave the camera.
Right?
He's falling in.
They got one of those getaway bags already prepped. Like
they had him ready.
Get out the window. Jump out the window.
Right?
We only have an hour and a half, maybe 2.
Yeah, I could possibly get a grade bump with this, man, because I paid the guy to press it, and obviously he didn't press it because the corner here has a bend on it that's not a color break. So
I was gonna say,
but it's probably not worth it. It's probably not worth it to crack it and then repay.
True. Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Says you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it says you.
Hey, so I like that CIA agent. I like that CIA agent, Big Lebowski Bannister. So I hope he sticks around.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah. So what do you think's up
bad for him?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think he survives, but man, dude, people control Wolverine all the time. It seems like. I mean, that's a famous scene.
Oh,
that's a famous scene in the original Old Man Logan, that he kills everyone because someone controls him.
Right.
You know, and then that happened in the first Wolverine, and then it happens in this one too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to think about it.
Seems to be the theme here.
It seems like a theme with Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a. Are y'all talking spoilers or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of bummer because like his son's like battling cancer and shit, and Wolverine is jamming his knives through the guy's chest and stuff. So like, that's gonna be like, I don't know, man. Maybe he kind of would find out, the guy's son is in that condition, and like I was controlled and I possibly killed the guy. He'd have to feel kind of bummed out about that if the guy dies. You know what I mean? So that's just
I mean, and I don't think he did die because it looked like that's a relationship that Benjamin Percy has been building, because that guy has been the writer of the White Pages in the X-Force book, I think, right? Like that's the guy that had been writing those White Pages in the X-Force book about like Krakoa or Marauders. I'm sorry, in the Marauders book.
That's
Benjamin Percy writes X-Force.
Yeah,
writes X-Force.
Well,
Marauders.
I was thinking that for a while too, that it was Jeff Bannister, but I was started to think that if it's not him, I was actually starting to think that it's somebody else that obviously works with him. And then we got this other agent in this book, this issue, this female agent that he's working with. That almost makes me wonder if that's who's actually writing the ones in the X-Force book.
I mean, they could be emails to each other, so it probably depends.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I think it's one of them. So there's that connection there that it's the CIA that's looking at Krakoa, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I hope that, I mean, when it's a mutant that dies, you're like, okay, he'll come back, whatever. But when it's a human that dies, you're not sure. And I'm hoping, I wanted that sort of relationship to build a little bit because in this Dawn of X, like the humans are always very bad. You know, even the Fantastic Four is, you know, doing things that are questionably good in their crossover. And so I wanted to see that sort of relationship get built between them. And I hope we still get that going on. I hope that he's alive, at least barely, and is able to, you know, take that ship back over. But you know, as far as Wolverine killing him, obviously that's going to be a big deal. Because also you're not supposed to kill humans, right? So they're gonna have to prove that it was the pale girl. Otherwise, the evidence is gonna appear that he killed a human because there's claw marks inside of him.
Well, I'm not sure that really matters though, because if you kill in the name of Krakoa and you're on X-Force, it seems to be all good.
Yeah, that's a different story though. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know what like, and that's the thing here is like it seems like a lot of these characters, it's not even like they're out just trying to like for themselves to survive. It seems like they're all becoming morally bankrupt at this point.
Yeah,
they are, and they're pointing that out though more and more.
Yeah,
like it's getting pointed out that hey, this is. You guys have changed, and even Jean's questioning her morality, so it's getting at least pointed out.
Yeah.
So,
and also, what do they do? What's happening each time that all of these mutants are reborn too? Because they're changing. They're all different at this point from what they were originally. And I don't know.
What do you mean?
Just like they're all well, just like even what happened in X-Force with Domino.
Yeah. She made him like forget certain parts of like the torture and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, she chose that though.
Oh yeah. Who knows, man? Professor X is looking real kind of shady these days.
Yeah.
He is. He's looking super shady.
Yeah.
Him and Magneto.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Well,
they got something going on in the background.
Here's the thing with Magneto. Magneto's almost like Punisher. He has a philosophy that you can understand 100%. So the way he's acting, I think, is still in character. Apocalypse is a little weird, right? That's a little weird, but now in different issues, we've seen him sort of like working in the background, right? Is Wolverine gay yet?
Yeah, I heard he's got 3 dicks or some shit like that.
Yeah. But Professor X acting shady, there's something going on there. So, I mean, I think it's obvious there's something going on. We need to find out more here.
Well, and obviously that we've seen, if you take a look at some of the different scenes where, like, I think it was wasn't it in House of X where they showed the close up of his eyes and they were like brown, and then later in X, they're blue. Did you hear about that, Chris? Have we talked about that?
No.
So I need to look at this closer, but apparently, and actually, now that I think about this, Trinity, when he died in X-Force, he got his old body back. He wasn't in the Phantom X body, but that might be the reason. But apparently, Professor X's eyes were one color in House of 10, or House of X. God damn you, Trinity. Were one color in House of X. And then when he takes off his mask in that, do you remember that X-Men comic number 4 where they're like at the table?
Yep.
Talking to the countries?
Yeah.
Apocalypse. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When he takes his mask off, they're a different color. So people have all these conspiracy theories about that.
That's after he was reborn.
Yeah, this is in Powers of X. XO, the X.
Brown there? They're brown in that one?
Yeah.
And
but
the other one they're blue.
Yeah, and as I was explaining that, I realized though, Trinity, he was reborn though.
Right.
So he wasn't. So in House of 10. No. Well, in Powers of 10 and House of X, he was in Phantom X's body. From a storyline way earlier. That's why he was so skinny and weird looking.
Oh.
And then when he died,
that weird Hispanic looking one or whatever.
Okay.
Right?
Did you just call him Hispanic?
I don't know what
Did you call him Hispanic?
What is he?
Gee,
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a mutant. He's a mutant,
Bro,
Dylan.
He looks like a
Hey, bro.
What did I say it wrong or something?
Hashtag mutant awareness.
I have no idea what you were trying to. I don't know what the hell you were saying, Dylan.
He was like in some weird Mexican dude body or something. I thought.
Wait, you think he's Mexican because it's called Phantom X?
No.
Like similar to this drink that is in Mexican stores?
No.
What's that drink called again?
Corona or Tecate?
No.
No. There's a fruit drink.
That's not why at all. I don't even know what you're talking about. That I thought he was in some like weird like
Jaritos or something.
I'm done talking.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
He's off digging a hole. Wait, Dylan, I don't know if Phantom X. I don't know a ton about Phantom X either. So
I don't know.
Maybe you know more.
Yeah, that's it.
But explain to me why you think he was in a Hispanic's body.
I thought he was in like a different guy's body.
He is, but I don't know where you jumped to Hispanic guy.
I thought he looked like a Hispanic or something.
Yeah, I think you're just.
He looked weird. He looked
picking on you,
weird,
Dylan.
man.
Don't let
He,
this
was like
asshole-
a darker, like he had like a darker skin color or something. I forget.
don't let this
I
asshole-
thought he looked like his.
dude.
But
He
you know,
just looked, I'm not saying like Hispanics look weird. I'm saying he just looked weird from his normal.
Talking
white
about that?
He looks usually like a goofy white guy, and then he looked like a weird, goofy like
Hispanic
guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
So white guys are goofy now, right?
No,
Asian white.
White guys are goofy.
Hispanics are awesome.
Oh, okay. So now
Dividends are not.
whites are
He's
are
all he looked.
Hispanics are awesome. All right.
He was
So he looked weird.
Hey, I'm white.
He looked Hispanic. He looked weird.
Yeah. Okay. Is that what it is?
That's why I said I was done talking because I knew you were gonna bury it.
You were gonna go, yeah.
But you know what I was
That was great.
like how Jeff and like Wolverine are like kicking it, having brews and shit, you know, in the backyard, and next thing you know they're on a boat and he's jamming his fucking knives to his chest, bro.
Yeah.
That's X-Men.
Yeah, I feel like I have friends. I feel like I have friends like that in real life.
Right.
That's X-Men 4, Chris.
Yeah. He has blue eyes there, so that's his that would be his regular body. His Hispanic body, as you put it, would be the one that's in.
Is he not? Is he not Hispanic in that body?
Why would you think he's Hispanic? Is Phantom X Hispanic?
I swear that was a Hispanic body, man.
Maybe he's a weirdo.
Yeah. Wait. Where did look? Phantom X might be Hispanic, which would surprise me because they're not represented super well. But I don't understand where you got that. That's what I'm trying. I'm not calling you a racist. I just want to know why you think that. Like, what made you think that the skinny ass? What made you think that the skinny ass, like, sort of like weird, like cult professor body was Hispanic?
I thought somebody said that before.
Oh, Phantom X. I think that you heard them say Phantom X, and then you just heard Mexican.
No, I
You're
think
like, oh, he must be Mexican.
he was in a Hispanic's body.
Oh man. Here, let me put my nuts in your face. Oh man.
Dude, I love everybody, so I ain't fucking racist.
Yeah,
I thought
Dylan will fuck anything.
I thought he was in a Hispanic body. You're the one that bringing this up, man.
Oh man, I got that Rona. Dang man. Like,
and you know, this stream was like a strong B minus right up until Dylan was like, I thought he was Hispanic.
oh man. That's hilarious.
I gotta look that up now.
Is your best friend black?
Yeah.
That's just
my
funny,
second
man.
best friend is Hispanic. My second best friend is Hispanic. So.
I just have to say that because that's what every racist says. Oh, my best friend is black. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got black friends.
Black people black people and Hispanic people love me. They love me.
I mean, not after they watch this stream.
Oh,
Hashtag Barry Dillon.
Barry Dillon.
Man.
Cancel Dylan.
oh man.
Okay.
Dylan is a
Wait till you
Nazi.
find out that he is in a Hispanic society, and you're gonna feel bad.
You know what? I'm starting to think he is. I'm starting to think he is from maybe not Mexico, but something.
I gave a hell of an argument.
Is it just because he had brown eyes?
No, you just fumbled around.
I got brown eyes.
I've got brown eyes.
I got brown eyes too.
I got brown eyes too.
Bro,
My the Hispanic side of my family, the Argentinian side of my family, is the side that has blue eyes, which is weird.
Cabrón.
That is weird.
Oye, cabrón.
Yeah.
I got a lot of way.
Oh man, dude. My stomach is hurting now, man. That was hilarious.
My cheek.
Back of my head.
You
Oh,
know,
back of my head's a little sore, dude.
he's dead serious.
Oh, that's funny. Oh.
Don't you make my eyes blue? Wait. Don't you make my brown eyes blue? God.
Yo, what if people are flipping out about that, and it's just really like a screw up by the color artist?
I know, right?
It probably is.
It could be. And they're sitting there at Marvel like going, oh man, did we know that? Like, oh damn it, we dropped the ball on that one.
We just created a conspiracy theory about his eye color.
Just put out a comic called New Warriors and everyone will forget.
Yeah.
Okay, just to be sure, and I guess I had to go check, and I actually read this part of Grant Morrison's shit, but Phantom X isn't from any country. He is a he's made from Sentinel nanotechnology, fertilized with nanomachines. So no, Dylan, here's what really happened is that you were getting excited for Powers of X, Powers of 10, goddammit, House of X, and then you heard someone say, someone may ask the question, why does Professor X look like that? And they go, oh, that's Phantom X's body, and you heard it off the side, and then from then on, for the last year, you heard the word Mex, and you thought that he was Hispanic this whole time. That's probably what happened. Can we agree on that?
I'll accept that just so I don't look like a racist.
Yeah, you were probably super high, and since then, you were like, man,
sounds reasonable.
Shakira's not that skinny.
Sounds reasonable.
Shakira's got a fat ass. Why is Professor X so skinny? I don't know why he's Hispanic anymore.
Hey, he looked weird as fuck though.
Dude, I never like for the longest time I never really paid attention. Like I heard of Shakira and her music and all. Is it Shakira I'm thinking of? Pretty sure it is.
I don't know.
But
I don't know. We're not part of the phalanx.
Saturday Night Live one time, and I was like, holy shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
What? That she's hot?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh. You think
No,
Yep, that's
come on now.
a Mexican if I've ever saw one.
Is that the Mexican Professor X?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a.
when you get hair?
That's
I
not
don't
Professor
know.
X. That's Phantom X. Is Shakira still hot?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Is she still?
Yeah.
Did she do the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And she showed J-Lo up, man.
So some women age like wine.
I don't know. I think Jay.
Oh, you know what it was? I read this comic book, and that's where I think I remember. I was like, he looked weird, man. He just didn't look like the normal Xavier. And then I was like, I don't know.
Was that on Marvel
I don't know
now?
what.
The Unstoppable Cockblock, a Mexican Phantom X, is canon. That is canon. I don't know. He's probably.
I didn't read that. Yeah,
I think
canon.
I think he's just got your back since we're all piling on you for hating Mexicans.
He's got my back.
It's funny though that I may have just made this up in the last 5 minutes, but I started thinking that he did have some kind of Hispanic connection, but I just read that he didn't. I just read that he didn't, and I think you got in my head.
Oh man.
Like the brood.
Like the brood. Oh. So were you listening in before you got here, Chris?
Nah, I was in there eating.
Oh, okay. Well, I was kind of putting forth this theory that all of these different beings within the Marvel.
He loves this fucking theory, Chris. Before he finishes it, just say that you think it's cool.
Yeah. Just I'll shut up about it. Is
no, don't be like my wife.
All of these civilizations seem to be doing the same thing like the phalanx are doing, where they're absorbing each other's intelligences and things like that, like what happened in X-Men this week with the Brood. And then where we've seen like the Kree were trying to weaponize them by doing that as well, because they were also creating a hive mind at that same time. And we see all the different societies starting to do that. Where like it seems like Krakoa is kind of doing that with the X-Men. Like, you know, because obviously it needs X-Men mutants to survive by sacrificing them. But then also the same thing seems to be going on with Terra Verde and all of the was it the telefloronics or whatever they called it?
Oh yeah, the Marauders.
The nanofloronics.
No, in X-Force.
Shit. Is that what it happened in?
What, the Terra Verde stuff's in X? That's an X-Force,
yeah. Yeah. And it seems like all these different societies, and even the AI technology, like with the Nimrods and all that stuff, were trying to do the same thing, where they were taking each other's civilizations and basically assimilating them into not necessarily all a hive mind, but basically all becoming a collective, basically upping their intelligence that eventually attracts the phalanx in the end, like we've seen throughout the Powers of X going on before, where we've seen the end of everything that's going on anyway, where they ended up basically getting absorbed into by the phalanx. It seems like all these societies are kind of doing the same thing.
Like just a bunch of like almost like Hickman's trying to say something about society. Let me say this though about Phantom X. This is what it is. He's similar to Phantomus, which is a old Mexican sort of horror movie thing. Also, which is a Mike Patton project, which really just brings this whole thing between me and Trinity full circle. And I got to go watch my kids, so I got to go into the chat, guys.
You son of a.
Is this a mic drop? What the hell's going on?
That's a mic drop.
Oh, fuck.
I know, like.
That's the worst mic drop in history.
The father leaves the live stream to go take care of his kid.
I know, dude. Like, what's going on here? I guess we know who wears the panties in the family.
Right. and it ain't his wife.
Yeah, it's all good. He has bad taste in music, bad taste in comics.
Yeah. Same as every week.
Make sure you don't subscribe to
I hate Comicsgate.
Yeah. Make sure you unsubscribe to his channel. The links are down in the description.
Thumbs down every video.
Top 5 worst mic drop in history. Oh yeah, trust me, AK. I've been there, bro. I've had 2 kids myself, man. I know what it's like.
Yeah, I've got 3.
Oh my god, yeah. I remember like my son would wake up in the morning, like early in the morning. I had to feed him. I would be so tired. I would always like nuzzle the bottle on my chin and have my kid right here, and I'd go back to sleep with like my bottle like hooked to my chin and in my kid's mouth and shit. I'm like, yeah, I couldn't hardly function early. I don't know how she did it, man.
Yeah. We got lucky. Like our kids, even when they were babies, they slept through the night really good.
Oh, perfect kid.
And like it was too, like they slept so good through the night that like we had to wake them up to feed them.
Wow.
Oh my god, yeah, perfect dream.
Some people get lucky, man.
Yeah, because like they really slept through the nights really well, and it was like because I remember all the horror stories you hear from people like oh man, he's waking up all the time, but they say you're still supposed to feed them every couple hours anyway. So like we actually had to wake the babies up to feed.
Oh my god, especially if you get like a colicky baby. Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. That's a great kid right there, bro. Because mine was totally the opposite. They were up all night crying. I mean, it's perfect once you get their. Well, you probably didn't have that problem because you're slept all night. But when you get their sleeping schedule down pat, then you got to kind of like a time frame to work with.
Yeah.
I wish mine would have been like that, man. My little girl was good, but my son, not so much. You got any kids, Dylan? I never asked you that.
No.
Well, I would say good.
I'm 25, but no kids.
Yeah.
I got close a couple times, but thankfully, no.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
I mean, one day maybe find the right girl. Maybe.
Exactly.
Oh, what's up, Kevin? I didn't know if you were gonna make it because I know you said you had a headache.
How you doing today?
Oh, I was busy. I got a couple things done, and I had shit I had to get done, and I'm done. Hey, Chris. Hey, Trinity.
Mazel tov.
What's up? So,
Hope you guys are staying safe and well.
Yeah. My hands has been washed like 4 times today.
yeah, we've been good here. So,
I be hitting the sanitizer like every train because I still gotta work, and I do like at the gas station. So I'm dealing with money, money, but I wear gloves, man. And money to me, I like money is the dirtiest thing in this world.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is disgusting, especially with this shit going on. So I be washing. I'll wear rubber gloves, and I'll be sanitizing those gloves too. Every transaction, I'll switch out the gloves every few transactions too. It's like I'm not screwing around.
Dylan comes into work looking like he works for fucking AIM. He's like,
I only go as far with the gloves, but yeah, it's goofy, man.
I would too if I worked in that kind of environment, though. Like because it's a convenience store.
Yeah,
like that's
24 hours too.
Yeah, like that's even worse than like the Walmarts and stuff, because at least those are big open spaces.
Yeah, and they're
what I mean, like it's pretty big and open, but like a convenience store, man, that's like you in a shed.
Yep.
Oh my God,
for real. They if I got a sick dude coming in and he starts coughing, bro, I'm screwed.
Yeah. That's like a lot of memes out there.
The other day,
and then they're touching it because they're touching everything. This one homeless guy came in. He starts like opening shit, and I'm like, "You paying for that, right?" He's like jumping, and he's like scared shitless because he's probably thinking he's like being sneaky and opening up shit to eat it and then walk out. And he did pay for everything, but this motherfucker starts touching everything. I'm like, bro, he's like taking napkins I'm using to go sanitize and clean the store, and he's like putting them in the cabinets. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? I'm like, why are you touching everything? And he's like, oh, can I see you use your phone? I was like, bro, I'm not giving you my phone, let alone the store phone. And he's like, you would have thought he had a Bluetooth in his ear because he was like walking around talking. But I was like, this motherfucker got the Bluetooth up in his head. I was like, dude, get your ass out of here. I'm like, get your coffee and go. And the cops told me he wasn't supposed to be in there. And he came back like an hour or two later. And I'm like, bro, you ain't even supposed to be up in here. The cops just told me. He's like, no. Yeah, I called him because somebody was missing. I was like, I don't give a fuck if you called him. I was like, just get your coffee and get out of here. I was like, you're lucky I'm letting you get the coffee because I know it's cold out, bro. I'm trying to be nice. Get what you got to get and go. They don't want people hanging out in here. So they got like chairs and shit. They used to have like little tables in there, like 2 tables. You can kind of, and then like the people, there's like a RTA station right next to it. So like the bums, bro, they get 1 coffee and be up in there all goddamn day, bro, just sitting there. So they move them tables out and they ain't got nowhere to go now. So they be just fucking lingering like hell. And I'm like, just get your shit and go chill at the RTA station. Like, I'm about to get sick because of your ass touching everything.
So are you Dante or Randall?
Probably more I'm not an asshole to people, so I guess I would have to say
Dante.
Not Dante, yeah. But I am probably more Randall. I'm more Randall, but I don't treat customers like assholes. I'm like Randall, but I just refuse. Like I treat people with respect. They come in there, and people fuck with me. They like me in there. So some people it takes a little time because they're just assholes, but for the most part, like I've had customers like go out of their way to tell my manager. They're like, man, he's that new kid there because I've only been there I just got the 30-day review, and they're like, man, he's really nice, and he goes out of his way to help. I told him like there's a bunch of girls up in there, and all they do is run their mouth, rumors, drama, like it's high school all over again. And I told the boss, I'm like, yo, I'm here to work. make my paycheck and get the fuck up out of here. I was like, I was like, if I can, I won't talk to none of y'all. I was like, let alone start no rumors. I was like, I'll talk with you because you're the boss. I was like, but if I don't got to, I don't need to be talking to none of these. I was like, that's why I chose third shift, because I knew how these girls were, because my sister used to work there. She worked there for like a few weeks, and all these girls did was start shit and make rumors about her, like, and would, make my sister feel like shit. So I hate all them girls anyways. Like, there's like two of them that are okay, but there's only one other guy up in there, man. It's like no guys up in there, all girls just running their mouth like it's high school. And they all, oh my God, they all so ugly too. You would think the way these girls act, they think like they some dime pieces and shit. And they like just starting so much shit. I'm like, yo, y'all like tripping. Dude, those girls need something in their mouth, Dylan. They ain't getting it from me. They ain't getting it from me.
Oh man, that's funny.
I love Unstoppable. Dylan ain't no B word.
No, he doesn't.
I'll take fries.
Yo, what's up, Kai?
So you got
Yeah, exactly.
But they're giving me an extra $250 though now, and I was like, yeah, I'll pay $250 extra for minimum wage. And you should have seen. I found out. So I work 10-hour shifts, and somehow they're able. I'm supposed to get 50 extra cents for doing third shift. So then I found out they're like, oh no, yeah, you get 50 extra cents from the hours of 1 a.m. to 5. I'm like, who comes up with this shit? Like, I should get it for the whole goddamn shift. Like, I only get it for half of the 10 hours then.
You need to start a new channel. Dylan Trick Store Rants.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing a live show, man. We're gonna pull some clicks. It's gonna be like Dylan's Clerks. Oh man, that'd be so funny. Have like a bad customer come up in there running her mouth and kick her ass to the curb.
Yeah, that's funny.
It ain't been bad,
What hours do you work, like normally?
9 to 7 in the morning. 9 at night to 7 in the morning.
Oh dang, man.
Yeah.
That's the best hours right there, man.
Yeah. And dude, you would think like it would be dead sometimes, and I'd be able to just kind of sit there and watch a TV show or something. Most of the time, man, there'd be so many strikes. Like, it gets dead for maybe a half hour to an hour, maybe from like 3 to 4. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 to 4, it's dead basically. But there's always stragglers coming in, even with this shit going on, man. People still just don't know how to stay the fuck inside. Now they use it as if they live in the neighborhood, they'll just walk around and they'll be like, oh, well, now I'm going to just go stop at Circle K. And it's like, get the fuck out of here, man. It's annoying as hell.
So basically what Dylan is saying is instead of going into his convenience store, you should follow the links down in the description where you can have things like gummy chicken feet delivered directly to your door.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
Funny enough, when you brought those up, it reminded me my daughter has not brought home my box of Krispy Kremes. So I was just texting her right now. Where are my donuts?
Dylan was sitting there ranting about work, and I'm sitting there like, bro, you're making me hungry for some reason. I don't even know why. I'm getting hungry.
I love that, though. Dylan's store rant.
Dude, so, dang, Dylan, you didn't even get your comic books, dude, this week.
I know.
Here?
It's so weird, man.
I was gonna say, man, that X-Men Fantastic Four this week, man. Dang.
It was good.
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying that series too.
Like I said, you're lucky because you don't have to read it and end on that cliffhanger and wait for whoever knows how long before you get to read issue 4. You kind of got screwed before us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got screwed though either way.
I'm actually saying that this is now, usually we get left with some type of cliffhanger that we have to wait a month for to find out what the hell is going on, and now
it's like
more painful than normal, especially if you're looking forward to that issue either coming out this week or next week.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I can't wait. I have to wait. I have to wait.
Yeah.
I have to wait.
Yeah, because there was something that's supposed to be coming out this next week. What is it? Mountain Head. I think Mountain Head issue number like 4 was finally supposed to come out, and I've been waiting on that for so damn long.
I ordered the 3 issues too on eBay because I was like, who knows? I was like, you never know when it's gonna come out. It's with Trinity saying it's been put on hold so long. I was like, so now I got time to catch up and buy all 3 issues. I got them for $10 on eBay, so it's not bad.
Yeah,
I got a buttload of orders that I got supposed to be coming in between now and May, and I've already paid for them. So I guess how that works is, like someone said, they hold your money and until the books come in and they send it to you.
Yeah.
See, it's just a credit for bought books, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like what your local stores want you to do with them is, hey, look, if you normally come in and spend a certain amount of money, go ahead, go in there, tell them what you would normally want on that day, like it would normally drop, give them that money. So when the money, or when the books do ship, you don't have to scramble and look for the money, and they don't have to scramble and look for the money to buy them or to come up with, or however they bang them, you know what I mean? However it works.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking about doing that anyway, buying like some gift certificates, like maybe each week at my LCS, because they're open, maybe buy some gifts. Maybe just like do $30, which is nowhere close to what I've been spending.
Yeah, right.
They
let you borrow some books, which is awesome.
Is everyone has been logging in lately with CLZ, or they've been going through their stuff or whatever, rotating their rooms or however. Inevitably, what ends up happening is you end up needing more boxes, tape, bags, whatever. So that's another thing I've been telling people is, hey, you know what? If you don't necessarily need more books, or if you're looking to know that you're on at home for a while, buy everything that you need so you can go ahead and make those changes. Change out those bags that are now 5-10 years old or whatever, and log in your stuff. Find out if you have 2 or 3 or 5 of the same copies of stuff.
Damn, the artwork in this is awesome. I haven't flipped through these yet.
I log my shit in every week, bro.
Did you read John Lee's Hotel? Man, John Lee's is awesome. I really want to get Sync. Have you heard of that title, guys? It's the guy who did John Lee's. He wrote Mountain Head, and he just wrote that Hotel book from AWA.
Oh, that's pretty
Hotel
good.
seems to be the one that a lot of people like, at least, from what I've heard, like Hotel.
Yeah. Did you read it?
I read it.
Did you see why, man? What the hell was going on?
Man.
Dude, I'm reading that stuff. Like, what the fuck?
That was one ugly baby.
Only thing I'm bummed about is that it's only going to be 4 issues. I hope everybody buys it so that we can get at least a volume 2. You know what I'm saying? Because they can do whatever with. He can do whatever.
At the end of it, like her and the baby daddy's there with no eyes, and the mama's like, "Oh yeah, like she's accepted the fact, like this is our kid. Like the hell? What about the baby in your belly, man? What the hell's going on?"
Yeah. I just haven't got to read
that they're trying to do like a comic book version of like a Twilight Zone or something like that. That was the impression that I was getting from the story, right?
Oh yeah.
Sync though, it's supposed to be like it's kind of like let me see if I can find it to show you real quick. Sync. It's by this like small company called Comics Tribe.
Okay. Yeah.
And John Lee wrote it, like I said, but it's hard to find. I'm trying to find all 10 issues, but they have trades out. Let me see. I can share that. I'm going to share it with you to show you. But John Lee's wrote it. It's kind of similar to Ice Cream Man, but in its own way, obviously.
All right.
Look at this shit, though. Look at this cover, man. This is like the cover 1 issue, but this is like the trade, I think. This is how it looks.
Nice.
Isn't that dope, though? That creepy ass clown.
Yeah, it is.
These must be some of the artworks. I'm trying to think who does. Let's say who does the artwork on this. Alex Cormack. Okay, so the guy who did Road of Bones did the artwork on Road of Bones. Yeah. He did the artwork in this.
That I was gonna say the guy there. It must be the colorist Sean Lee. He's the same guy doing Mountain Head with John Lee.
Okay, yeah. See, that's what I thought. That's why I picked up Mountain Head, because I saw it for cheap, and I was like, man, I'm getting into what John Lee's doing after Hotel, and I've been trying to find Sync. I want to find all 10. Like I could order the trade but I want to find them in small issues because like it's a low print run and everything. But it looks so cool.
Nah, just get the trade. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just get the trade.
Yeah, I probably will just get it because I don't want to spend like 45.
Like Liefeld. Damn right, bro. I hate Liefeld.
Oh, look, here's some better. This is some better panels.
Oh man, the Liefeld hate is strong.
Yeah, I fucking hate Rob Liefeld. Hey, but like I was saying, man, that AWA Upshot book, Red Border, like that was probably some of the best interior art I've seen in a book in a minute. I mean, I probably seen interior art in another comic, but it just don't come to my mind. But that interior art in that book was solid. You know, I don't really can't say everybody might have dug the story though or whatnot, and if you didn't, that's fine. But the interior art in that book, you got to say, man, that was some great interior art.
Yeah, I only read the black and white version of it. I didn't get the actual issue. I thought, and that was why, because like I was like, this story, it was okay, it just didn't really get me, so I didn't end up picking it up. But I was still sitting there like, man, I should have went ahead and just picked it up anyway, just to have it. But I don't know. I'm not really a completionist, but it would almost make me seem like I was. But yeah, I read a lot of them. What's that?
Is your stuff inside yours, Trinity?
Hmm?
Are your stuff inside cabinet drawers? You put your stuff inside cabinets behind you?
Oh no, these are all just laying down right now. These are just the long boxes.
It gives the illusion that there's cabinets there. That's what it looks like. I was like, oh, that's a cool setup. Oh, that's neat. Oh wow,
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
Red
nice.
Border. Red
Yeah.
Border. Is that Red Border? Yeah, I said the way they start that book is awesome.
Yeah.
That's some goodness. See, I got it, but it's not colored. I was showing Chris that earlier.
Yeah. In these.
I have issue 2 of Hotel. Yeah, I have issue 2 of Hotel. I got that same thing.
Yeah.
it's pretty lush.
Yeah.
That's the one I don't have right there, Dylan. That one you got there, that issue 2 of Upshot now.
Yeah.
That's the one I don't have.
Oh, you don't have? Oh, the year. Yeah, this is issue 2.
Yeah.
Well, you got issue 3 though, don't you?
I've got issue 3 and issue 4.
Really? Oh, see, they're gonna continue doing that then, huh?
Yeah.
Shit. So you could read. Oh, well, if you had issue 2, you could read all the Hotel. But the thing is, like, was there pages missing from Red Border? Because I thought that was like the first page or something. There was an extra page when Chris showed the colored copy.
I don't know.
I've been like, it's hard for me to read that because then I like won't end up reading the colored version. And I was like, man, I just kind of that. Otherwise, I would put out reviews for the AWA books like a month ago, but I never got to read them. I kind of waited too long, but I'll probably end up putting a review for Hotel out later because I really enjoyed Hotel.
Yeah, I've been wanting to put out reviews for them anyway. Yeah, they've been pretty good though.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you hear the birds chirping outside, man. People out there riding
I thought
around.
that was you.
I wish I was able to get out there on a boat, man. I see like 5-6 people just went by on boats, man. I'm like, damn. Nice.
Huh.
Man. If I had a boat, I'd be out there cruising the river right now.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think after I'm done here, I'm gonna go out for a nice little bike ride. It's a nice day out here.
my God, ain't it though? Where you live at?
I'm in
It's
Southern
raining,
California, about an hour north of LA.
Oh my God, man. Seriously, I would love to go to California.
Yeah, it's like right on the edge of the desert.
Wow.
Yeah, you're like 2 hours away from me, Trinity.
Yeah, where you at?
Remember, I'm at LAX.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
But yeah, it is a nice day.
It's raining and
The only thing I do
out here.
is I can take the dog for a walk. Oh, she just perked up. But but everyone's doing that too. It's like, and so there's a lot of, how should I say, isolation outdoors.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying not to be too much of one of them. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find my time when it kind of dies down.
Right. Yeah, when there's less people out.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's the cool thing about what I do, you know, with the bikes. I go out on the road. There's nobody out there. Anybody out there that I come by is a car.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
I live out in the
So
Nice.
did everyone here get their books finally or no?
I did.
Not me.
Dylan, you still haven't got yours.
Nope, and I'm not gonna until this shit ends.
There you go, Chris. Yeah, I saw that.
Sadly as hell.
Ah, nice.
kind of makes me want to read it all over again. You know, I spoke to David on Twitter, and I was telling Dylan today, I was like, I had said something to David about, like, I wish I had ordered a second copy because there's a children's museum here in Fayetteville, North Carolina called the Fascinate You Children's Museum. Is an amazing place. Like, they basically cater to kids' artistic abilities. I mean, kids can pretend. They got like a pretend doctor's office, a post office, and it's all like a miniature post office, a miniature doctor's office, a lot of stuff in the place, right? And they have like reading day. So I was saying, hey man, I wish I would have ordered a second copy because I would have loved to have donated a copy to the Children's Museum because I donated a box of comics like last year to the Children's Museum. And what they do is they take the comics and they draw pictures from the comics. So I had to be very careful with the books I give them. I couldn't give them anything with like violence and murder in it and whatnot. And so he goes, well, give me their address. I'll send them a copy. And I was like, oh, I didn't say that to him like to be like, hey, man, you know, would you send these? No, it wasn't nothing like that. I just was like, man, I wish I would have ordered an extra copy because I would love to have donated. Because, see, I gave a friend of mine a copy of number 1 and number 2, the extra copies that I have. And he read it to his daughter, not the whole book, but he would read like little parts of number 1 and for his daughter at night when she go to sleep. And then after he finished number 1, he read number 2. And then he was like, I said, well, I got more copies, but I only got like 1 copy of each. So I can give you more. But so then he turns around and he gives the copy of number 1 to a friend of his, and he read it to his son at night. Like during like a little part here, a little part there. And awesome. I said, man, this book is great for kids. It's great for adults. It's a great read. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was thinking. I was like, damn, I would have loved to have ordered an extra copy and donated to the kids museum, you know? And then David was like, yeah, give me their address. I'll send them a copy. I was like, wow, dude. Or you ain't had to do that. You know what I'm saying? But
David is a really nice, genuine guy. He loves to donate time and help how he can. I don't know if people know this about Drew Zucker, but Drew, he works directly with the fire department in New York. He works, I believe, in the lines right now. So he's amongst the people that is in this crap that's going on right now. He's actually looking for people to help donate certain respiratory devices and such. Yeah. That's a separate story, separate issue. If you want, you can go ahead and subscribe to Drew Zucker, and he'll debrief you on information if you reach out to him. But what I'm really getting at is both those guys are really nice guys. Coincidentally, like what you just said, is today what they just did is this is not really self-promotion as much as I forgot the name of the site. So if you go back onto 1-2 Comic Talks Facebook Artist Alley that we did today, we had a interview with David Boer and Drew Zucker on the show this morning. They talk about how they did a program where right now they're giving out free art pics of Canto that you can download for kids, for children, for yourself, and you can go ahead and you can fill it in yourself, sketch it in yourself, and do all kinds of stuff. So they dropped all that information on the show, and they are reaching out to school programs, being that everyone's locked in their house, and right now they're looking to allow people to how should I say, get donations and stuff out to other people and help from themselves.
Yeah. Hey, my son's training to become a firefighter right now. It's pretty cool. And I'm actually looking forward to that 1 in 10 incentive they were talking about, bro.
One, I think he's like an EMT, and 2, what you heard about is there'll be incentives on the new one shot, and then on the new volume 2 that they're doing, there's incentives. So the 1 in 10 is Brony's gonna love this. I know it doesn't. I don't know if you're a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, Trinity. It pays homage to TMNT number 1.
Yeah.
So that's
what doing that. I want that so bad, but I guarantee I won't get it.
And then the 1 in 12, they really haven't released the information. And by now, you might be able to, if you do the research, doing the art. And so that's out there too. It's pretty exciting stuff, and the story's really developing. You know, it's the whole world is opening up for the whole Kanto realm.
Oh yeah,
Nice. Sweet.
I love Kanto.
Hey,
Yeah, I thought Kanto was good.
what I was doing before I came on here, and the reason why I took so long, Dylan, is I just secured Frank Gogol. So he's going to be on Artist Alley. That we're going to do a special Artist Alley this Wednesday because of what's going on with this whole coronavirus. So we're adding on more shows. So Wednesday, 3:00 Eastern, Frank Gogol, and we're going to be talking about his new book, No Heroin.
Sick. When's that supposed to come out?
That doesn't sound like
It was
very
supposed to
fun.
come out next month.
No
Yeah, it was
heroin.
supposed to, actually, I think it was like 7 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks. It was supposed to come out. If I recall, it's the first.
I think
week
it's like
of
a werewolf book. It's a monster
June.
book, I think too.
It's,
Yeah.
he and I were talking about this last year, and he made me promise that I couldn't say anything. I spoke to him at Long Beach, so it's almost a year ago now, and he told me that he's been looking to do some horror. So this is a cross between like almost like a Dead End Kids type thing, but
I
with
love
like a
that shit.
vampire slayer, and it's a kind of a cross between genre stuff, and he's going to be playing with some, how should I say, supernatural stuff in this. You know what I mean? I would rather him tell more about it than me leak stuff. So, but yeah, I'm excited, man. If it's going to be anything as good as Dead End Kids, man, this should be fucking cool.
Dude, Dead End Kids was amazing.
I actually was only able to get one copy of Dead End Kids, man. I think it was issue number 3 or something like that. And I wanted to get the story, but never got to it.
It was a hard book to get.
Yeah, my cousin.
That's another trade that just came out. Some stores got it, some didn't, and that was the problem. Is that the trade just came out now too. I wasn't able to get the trade that you have, Chris, and I wasn't able to get a Dead End Kids trade, and I wanted to hand both of those out, spin a wheel and give them away this week. But
I've got them, the Dead End Kids ones.
Do you really?
Yeah, because well, actually, I think I picked up issue 2 maybe. And then when I went at LA Comic Con, I picked up 1 and 3, and so I ended up getting all of them.
It's a great book.
You and I were passing each other at LA Comic Con, obviously.
Yeah, probably so. Well, we went on Saturday. I think we went on Saturday.
Oh, I was there both days.
Oh, okay.
All 3, technically, but yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And I was hanging out in that whole area because I was with that whole sketchy bug group. So when you saw Mark Wade all the way down to Scotty Young, and then on the next aisle over all the way back to Dan Fraga and over, those are all the people that were in the group.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was the first con you ever went to, wasn't it, Trinity?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
First con, man. Yeah.
Mine
yeah,
too.
well.
My other than Long Beach that I did, that was kind of like my first real big one. I've done and LA and Long Beach was my first real one too. So all these years I never really went to a convention.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a
Weird.
I think the biggest one I've been to so far was Baltimore Comic Con, man. That thing was fucking huge, bro. I had like a massive anxiety attack, man.
Huh.
Oh, really?
I went by myself. I took a train I used to live in Baltimore for about a year or two. And I took a train up there and went and stayed with a friend of mine who still lives there. And, I went by myself. It would have been kind of cool to actually have went with someone else, kind of. What it is, I hit it on Friday, and I couldn't really figure out where all the artists were. Even though I had the map, it's still kind of hard to, pinpoint their location. And so Friday, I spent most of the time trying to find out where everybody was. But Saturday, I actually got all the signatures I needed done. I spent like 3-4 hours still in the CGC line, and then Sunday I knocked out a few more signatures, but I didn't get to shop at all. You know what I mean? But the Fayetteville Comic Con we had here locally, we don't have no CGC booth. We don't have a lot of big artists and writers that come. So all I did was dig in boxes for like the whole weekend here in Fayetteville, and I grabbed like a lot of books. So I actually had more fun at the Fayetteville Comic Con because I actually got to enjoy the con. instead of stressing about finding this artist or this writer to get it signed my book.
Right.
That time at CGC line, I actually got to enjoy the con. Even though we didn't have a lot of big name artists and writers, I still had more fun at the con, than standing in line the whole time, so it's pretty cool. They say I'd only go to
convention to meet members.
Yeah. I actually wasn't even
about. That's why I wanted to go to MegaCon.
Yeah, I actually had met a member of the community, grabbed those keys at the Baltimore Comic-Con, and that's kind of what gave me the idea to start my own little channel. I was posting all my shit on Instagram at that point, comic book hauls and whatnot. I'm with the baby blowing bubble Kevin. What that's supposed to mean. Yeah, damn, my cousin, man, just walked in and gave me an acid reflux pill, bro. I've been having heartburn like crazy lately.
Oh, man, you got it, dude. You got it. You got that. You got that Rona. Oh, man.
Yeah, don't say that. Let's see if I can find. I got oh, damn. Wait a minute. Yeah,
Bubbles is the name of the clown, by the way.
What's that?
I said Bubbles is the name of the clown.
Oh, okay. Right? Yeah. Bubbles the clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, trade though.
Well, I mean,
he came out nice.
It's Corona time. It's Corona time.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. That's like I was I'm trying to work on like a little contest on my channel, not a subscriber contest or nothing like that, but I'm like a big fan of the Supernatural TV series, and I got like 10 questions, which I'm gonna have to change them now because I kind of let Dylan and Batcave earlier hear a couple of the questions, and obviously they knew the answer, so I'm gonna have to make the questions a little harder. So, and I'm
a huge Supernatural fan though.
Huh?
I'm a huge Supernatural fan though.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people might not be, but I am. So
yeah.
I got like 10 questions, and obviously I know the answer, so I'm going to switch them up. But I got some books. I don't know if they'll be right. I think about just giving this away. This Mercy Sanders. Then I got like the deceased.
That Mercy's gorgeous, dude.
I got that cover right
now. Is that the one with the bent corner?
I love those covers, man.
Yeah. But I mean, the corner, it's not that bad.
That's still a gorgeous corner. I don't care if it's bent or not. It's still gorgeous.
You see a little bit of it.
Yeah, that book. That's a bitchin' book.
Yeah,
I love that book.
I paid for 3, and they sent me back an extra one because the corner was bent, so I got a free copy. So it's not like a horror comic, but I don't know, man. Like if I got any like big keys that got like like horror type comics or whatnot, but Chastity #1. I mean, Clayton Crane cover, Midnight Sky.
Man, I'm trying to get any horror books I can. But sometimes I'm like late. Sometimes I don't know about them. That's why.
What'd you think about You Are Obsolete? What'd you think about that one?
It was all right, I guess, man. I don't know. I never got issue 2, so I don't know what that.
Okay, I've got to go back and I want to go back and read all of those again because by the time I got to the end, I'm sitting there like, man, it just seems too. It seems like a lot is going on there, and like I almost felt confused by the time the end came, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I need to reread it.
Yeah, how many issues did it run before it ended?
Just 5.
Oh shit! Yeah, I never got the other issues. I don't think I actually had it on my pull list, or maybe I just walked into LCS and grabbed it off the shelf or whatnot. But yeah, Midnight Sky was pretty good. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to find like books that got like is that mirror on the deceased cover? No, I don't think it is. Nah, I don't think so.
Yo.
I don't know.
Chris, look who just went live on the Advocate.
Oh, yeah, the Devil's Advocates. Yeah, they're doing a read-along or something today.
Yeah.
I'm a member of that Devil's Advocate. I got my membership card and all that. And I mean, I love Donnie Cates and everything. But it seemed like, with you being a member to the group, they would have like maybe, I don't know what the perks are, man. Like,
right.
exclusive signed copies by Donnie Cates, Devil's Advocates members, or et cetera, et cetera. I don't know, man. You know, I mean, it's I don't know.
So, I was about to say Chris, but I meant Chris from Chaos and Comics since he's watching. I was gonna say, like, are you over there kissing his butt yet? Hey, Donnie, look at me.
90 and Pay, yep. 90 Perry and Chaos are in there.
I bet if you jumped in the chat right now, everybody get moist.
Right.
I never even heard of it.
Oh,
huh? They have a channel?
The what?
I didn't know they had a channel. So what's the name of this?
Oh, yeah.
It's called Devil's Advocates Cult.
Yeah, I got a membership card, but like the membership cards, they don't have no members numbers. You know what I mean? It's just a piece of black card that says Devil's Advocates on it. And then the t-shirts, obviously you had to buy the t-shirts.
Interesting.
Surprised he don't got that many subs, but I think this is like the first video.
Yeah,
I think this is new.
Literally just
this
started
is a new thing where they're going live.
Yeah,
because I saw them post it a couple days ago.
Yeah, he started it like a couple days ago, and he already has more subscribers than Dylan does.
I know.
I don't have that many shit.
I'm just kidding, man.
No, that's me. It's fine.
But that's what it is. That's like a lot of these people, because they got the big names, they're celebrities and whatnot. You know, they just start something, everybody's instantly on it, man. Like Jack Black, his channel's hilarious. If you ever watch Jablinski Games.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know Jack Black is just funny, you know, regardless. So what is Instagram? I can check it out. What's it called? I don't know if I've seen it, man.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm sure he's on Instagram too, but he's got a YouTube channel. It's called Jablinski Games. It's hilarious stuff. But yeah, more people are doing it. Starting the channel. Yeah. I guess everybody's getting bored of being inside, so they're wanting to.
That's what I'm guessing. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. That's what when you said it was just a few days ago. Okay. 2 and 2 definitely makes 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes because I've been watching. You know, I've been going on Instagram, and I have a few people like Mirko Andolfo that I follow, and she never used to really do any live stream art, and she's been doing it every day. Other than weekends, she's now doing it every day. So
nice.
So I've been noticing people are trying to keep themselves busy.
Yeah.
You know, was it Don Wong? He's been doing art tutorials that he never used to do, live art tutorials on YouTube, and so I'm seeing people I've never seen before.
Yeah. I've actually one of the channels I follow. I've been watching Tom Bilyeu. He's been pumping out a lot more videos lately too. He runs Impact Theory, and he does like mostly like stuff like health and wellness and shit like that. And I watch a lot of that stuff, but he's been doing a lot more videos lately as well. But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, so if you clicked on your YouTube channel right now, what would be the first recommendation video that would pop up? Because you know, like when you watch a lot of stuff, they send you the recommendation videos. What would be the first thing to pop up in your recommendation?
In mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I can tell you mine would be snake handlers or fucking alligators or something like that. I'm always watching some fucking wilderness shit like lions in the African jungle or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say okay. I was gonna say in that case, mine would probably be Young Rip of 5'9" that ends up popping up and suggested all the time.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I would be a frog riding a chicken on a wave, reading a comic book.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Drowning, osprey bird rescue by Brave. That's the first thing that pops up on my shit. I have never watched it before in my life. I have no way.
Yeah. She gets her head down all the way. Yeah, they take the kayak all the way to the island. She keeps her head down the whole time before they're able to get that thing to fly away. They saved it. Those are actually I befriend all those animals.
X-Men is really confusing.
I have those things.
Wow.
That's on like Dodo and sites like that. They're animal lover sites.
Oh shit, that's crazy. Because I know. Let's see. About to say I'm not even. Oh yeah, I'm not even subscribed to Dodo, but it's a wow. You sure do know, Kevin. It's the Dodo. Yeah.
I,
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm as a hobbyist and other things. I like. I'm really a sciencey guy. I like self help in the sense of spiritual mental healing and reading and understanding self and but it also comes from the martial arts and stuff that I did all the years. I'm practicing for 25 years.
Yeah,
So
Bruce Lee was a big philosopher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That was his major. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, so because of that, I befriend all kinds of sites like that. So I'm always, oh hey, that's nice. Oh hey, that's good. I mean, it fills the head up with cool stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Definitely. Like, see, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, I opened mine up. My first suggested video is your boy Zach. Yeah.
I have no idea what I would pull up.
And then after that is Comic Jabroni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched.
So if I go just to the full page
Let's see.
and then hit a refresh.
Yeah.
Wow. Mine pulled up Comic Tom right off the bat.
Really?
Yeah, but the next one right after that is Wing Chun fighting.
Nice.
Oh God, yeah.
And then, then the next one after that is a cat on a treadmill. So go figure. Oh, and then did I mention I'm into botany? So that's a blue strawberry.
Oh,
Nice.
God. A blue
Nice.
strawberry.
Yeah. So I'm into all kinds of obscure stuff. I am one strange individual.
Hey, dude. Yeah. Hey, be yourself, man.
That's
Be
why
different. Don't be like everybody else, bro.
Well, that's why I said before, it wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden I saw a frog riding a chicken, surfing a wave, reading a comic book. That's why when I said that, it would not surprise me at all.
Aggressively relaxing. Yeah, Bruce Lee was about 135 pounds, but bro, he could. I'll tell you something, man. I wouldn't want to piss him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up. That dude was an ass kicking machine. Bug Wars pops up in suggestions.
Bug Wars, huh? That's hilarious.
Speaking of, that was one of the covers I got to get.
That's
Nice.
like an art journal cover or something. Who did that?
Who did do this one? It's the retail and scent, and once it got put in the bag, I didn't even open it up. But what I want to do with all these Jenicas, I'm trying to get the cover A and then all the retail incentives for it too. In some regards, I am a completionist when it comes to miniseries. It's like if they're only 3 to 5 issues, I have to have them. And then if they're only 3 to 5, if I really like it, I have to get more than one cover.
Oh, you know what? Since you guys were talking about like some of the some of the things you guys got coming up. I'm not sure if do you guys follow Bruce Moreau? Bruce Moreau?
Yeah.
Here on YouTube, he does comic. He's a comic book YouTuber. But yesterday they did a live stream. They do the live streams on Friday, where they're drinking beer and talking comics. I think it's him and his
I've
wife.
seen them. Yeah.
Last night they started a giveaway. They started a giveaway. So if you guys want to go check them out, I was just on there watching a little bit yesterday. I kind of caught wind of that because DB Andre, was it David Andre that wrote Resonant? Actually shared it
I think you're right.
on Instagram and Twitter. So I was like, oh hey, and because I didn't get the notification on YouTube or anything, but because it was like a day early. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I went and checked that out. Went on there yesterday for a little while. So you guys should go check that out if you guys want to win some free shit.
Residence where everybody like
Lauren Walsh.
down because they go
Chris.
What's that?
Lauren Walsh. Lauren Walsh is the name of the artist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've never heard of the person.
Yeah, I kind of got like, I mean, just off glance. I mean, not really looking at it, kind of got like an art journey feel, or maybe, or Raza, but she does some dope covers.
Well, it's almost like a combination, I would say, of a peach momoko and like an inhaku. It has a blend of the two where it gives you that pastel color, but then it's real sharp. You know what I mean? It's kind of trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice
You know what I mean? You get that dullness in the background of that peach momoko, but then you get the sharpness in the foreground, and you get those colors that are normally vibrant and like a and like an inhaku, but they're not. They're really pastel-y, like a peach momoko.
That's a very nice
Yeah,
cover.
I like
I had
all
only
the covers.
I had only grabbed like one of those number one copies of that story there. I actually got 2 copies of her first appearance, but that's it. I think the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I like that series. I'm getting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Power Rangers series, but I don't know. I didn't
That's another one that I'm getting all the cover A's and all the retail incentives on that, because the person that writes, do I have it here? The person that writes the crossover is Ryan Parrott, and he's the same person that writes, which is not here, but the Army of Darkness, and he's about to write up the other book, but yeah, I want to get all that signed by him, so that's why I've been collecting all those homages of the Army of Darkness, and then I'm getting all the crossover A covers, and then all the retail incentives, and I'll have him sign all that shit.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Oh, you know what? He's closer to you, Trinity. He's not far from you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he lives out by you. I think he's probably only around, I would guess, around 20 miles from you.
Oh, okay. Probably like Santa Clarita area then?
Just north of there, because that
Oh, Castaic.
Brave New World.
Where?
Yeah, that Brave New World that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of his shops that he goes to, and that's south of him by like about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Huh. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's south of here.
Yeah. These guys end up getting food, and they forgot me. I told them I wanted some fries. Guys.
I'd be like, what? Where are my fries at?
They have burgers. They went to the In-N-Out, and they're all eating. They're all in the other room.
Dude, I've never had In-N-Out. Well, I don't live in California, but I would. Oh my god. What's In-N-Out? What's better, In-N-Out or the what is it? The Shake Shack or what is it? In-N-Out and what?
Wendy's.
I'm not a fan of that Shake Shack, but
is it or is it something else?
Yeah,
y'all got like Jack in the Box up there in Cali or something, right?
Dude, they got every fucking thing.
Yeah. I'm not really big on the In-N-Out burger. I don't really like it.
Either am I.
Everybody,
that's why I told my.
Yeah, everybody seems to love it. I'm like, I like Wendy's.
I'm a char guy, so I like Fat Burger.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you know what? We used to have a Fat Burger here. There isn't one here anymore, man. But I had a Fat Burger down in L.A. before that was fucking bomb, man. Like it wasn't like the one out here where I lived at.
Okay, the one that you had, that was the one across the street from the Shrine Auditorium. It was right next door to that Chevrolet place, right?
Well, we had 2 different ones that. One was like it was on like Sierra Highway. It was just kind of in an odd location in a little gas station. And then the next
right, but the one in LA. The one I'm talking about, the one in LA that you were talking about.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember the one I went to down in LA that I went to. I don't even know where that was.
Yeah, that's off of Figueroa, and they just removed that.
Okay. Yeah. Very well.
Put in another Starbucks. So there's now 3 Starbucks in a 4 square block area.
It's about
it's USC. So all the kids are there, and they're like, "Hey, we make more money off this."
Yeah, I didn't say them. Damn Starbucks and Subways, man. They're everywhere.
Exactly.
Starbucks and Subways are the coronavirus of fucking a restaurant chain.
Let me tell you, a Fat Burger on the bar. they would make their each meat patties like a quarter pound itself, and they would put those 4 patties together, and oh my God, it was just oh God.
See, we got a place here in Fayetteville called Buddy's Barbecue, where they make the hamburger patties fresh by hand, not those frozen patties and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With chili, coleslaw, onions, ketchup, mustard on a bun. Like best burger and best
That's a burger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lately, the way it's getting these days, shit, you got to go to a food truck, man. Dang, the food truck is where all the good shit is at these days.
There's one right down the street here. These guys got a little taco truck.
Mm-hmm.
Asadas and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, especially
most of my places are down, but there's one thing, I just got to convince the wife that they're starting to do as far as new delivery services that I've been looking into. So being that strippers are not working right now, they have them delivering food.
yeah. I think somebody I seen somebody in a comment section somewhere said Hooters should start delivering now and call it knockers.
I love it. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
I was like, that's hilarious.
That's perfect. Yeah, they have been. Everyone's got to figure out a new gig. So
yeah, and well, like me, that's what I do anyway. My business, because I run my own business. I'm self-employed. This last week was well, kind of rough. I expected it would be because last week was all good because they shut down all the salons and everything out here. So they're kind of like, I wouldn't say my bread and butter, but there's some of the main places I go because there's a lot of people there. The ladies there are working constantly. Their customers are there. They work in different businesses, so I get to meet a lot of different people, and I kind of grow my business that way. And then being shut down this week, it's been a little bit different. So I've been getting in contact with different people out there, and even some of my friends and everything. And had a couple people stop here by the house, and I just go in the truck and check out the different snacks and shit. Got all kinds of stuff here.
I didn't know that. So does that mean that do you guys have a Phoenix out there?
A what?
A Phoenix salon? A Phoenix?
No,
I don't think so.
You know what a Phoenix salon is? Mm-mm. So my wife works in beauty and stuff like that too. So what a Phoenix is they take like a large warehouse and then they departmentize it into all these mini salons.
Okay, yeah, like the studio salons. That's what they call them right here. They call them studio salons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, my wife has one of her own. So okay, you're already working that as it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yep. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. And those places are actually awesome for it's like for a woman, it's like being a kid in a candy store because you walk in there and there's just everything there.
Yeah. It's as I say, what I do is great because I get to get out in the local community, see a lot of people. It's real nice. And what it was this week, and what'll probably be next week because I go into more places like that is like I've been going into like some of the doctor's offices I've been going into, and a lot of them are like physicians and stuff. They're not dealing with like really sick people. It's not like the emergency room or anything. But like, man, sure. I'm going into them places, and they're like I walk in, and they're like a savior. Oh, thank you. Like I go in there and they've been buying more than usual because they're stuck at home when they're not at work,
Right.
So
yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's nice too because especially because like I do good business anyway because the snacks that I sell, the Mountain Man stuff, it's like fresher stuff than you can get at the store. Like like this like it's just like the nuts that we sell, like the cashews, they're bigger than you find at the store. It's a fresher quality, it's a higher grade, just all kinds of stuff. It's just I don't know, the shit's really good. It sells itself.
I love cashews.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We should like get started with kids.
That
man.
is an interesting.
Like the Coca-Cola bottles, man. Like the baseball games and shit. You ever had like salted peanuts in a Coca-Cola bottle? Dump them down there and let it soak.
Yeah, people always tell me about that. I've never tried that though. I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued because it sounds good.
It is. Man. Yeah. It's real good.
Because I like Coke and I like peanuts. Yeah. I also like Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Rose Sachs says no takeout for me. They always mess up my order. Yeah, I don't really eat out much anyway. I don't really eat out much myself anyway. But
Yeah, I like to cook.
yeah. Well, shit.
Yeah, we
guys.
definitely been eating a lot more indoors.
Huh?
Zoe make
We definitely been eating a lot more indoors, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
We were eating way
Oh,
too much
man.
outdoors.
I try not to eat drive-through as much as possible, but they have like sometimes it's like all there is sometimes because I wish they had better food out here because all they have is like McDonald's and that like In-N-Out, that's better than McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't trust McDonald's, Taco Bell, even though Perry loves Taco Bell. That food has just been sitting there for who knows long, and then they just scoop it up and throw it, slop it on a burrito, slop on a bunch of cheese, just and it's never like delicately made. They're just slopping that shit on. It's just fucking disgusting, man. That's why if I do ever get it, I get like plain cheeseburgers because you can't even trust these. They can't even get a plain cheeseburger right. They'll fucking give you a cheeseburger with cold cheese on it. Like they just throw a slice of cheese on it. Like they're fucking. You can't trust them with anything. They're so fucking lazy. Like take pride in your job at least, man. Just because you work at McDonald's, don't fucking take it out on us.
Right. Yeah. Well, shit, guys, I need to go. I'm gonna go get some food in my belly. Haven't eaten yet today, so I'm gonna go get some food in my belly. Maybe do a workout, go for a bike ride, maybe. It's beautiful here in Southern.
Yeah, enjoy that.
But so what have you guys got going on? What do you got getting ready to come up, Kevin? I heard you saying something. You got something coming up tomorrow or later today?
Well, later on, I'm going to jump on with Rod, and then I contacted Frank Ogle. So this Wednesday, we will be doing an interview with him at noon Pacific. Hopefully this Thursday, we'll do a Thespian Thursday, which we do voice acting, and we voice act a comic book. And then hopefully Saturday, we'll do another Artist Alley, which I'm not certain. I have a lot of people contacting me, so I'm not certain who I'm going to get. But I've been wanting to get Dylan Gilbertson, and he writes Sweetheart.
Okay.
Still got to read Sweetheart. I really want
Yeah.
to. Does your shop have any of those signed copies up?
I got to get to the store and get the copy, man. They're signed copies just sitting at the store.
Yeah.
Nice. And what about you, Chris? What you got coming up?
A jumbo with Dylan joint tonight. That's about it. Yeah.
Got the Fright Night going on.
Oh, okay.
picked Insidious. I was kind of surprised he picked a little bit newer of a movie. I thought we were trying to stick with the old school, but I'm down to watch Insidious.
I'm about to go to 420 here in a few minutes.
Right. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there with you. I'll be there with you.
It's on Netflix, so if you throw it on, boss, and watch it with us. The first Insidious, so we'll be there at 9 p.m. Eastern. So whatever that is for you, what 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
You're 3 hours. You're 3 hours behind, I think, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun, and I haven't seen Insidious in a while, so it'll be fun to watch it.
Cool. It's been a while.
All right. Well, all right, guys. Everybody, any viewers left here? It looks like we got 5 people left in the chats. Thank you all so much for being here today. Hope you all have a very good day. Stay safe. Be safe if you can. Get out and support your local comic book shop. If you can't, read some digital comics and then come together with us. Get a hold of Dylan. Get a hold of Carolina Chris. Get a hold of Kevin. Get on some live streams and let's talk about comic books. You all have a good day, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Peace out, y'all. Catch you later.